Hey everybody, going down into 14th Street Union Square to check out another example of the most underappreciated art museum in the world, the New York City subway system. The 14th Street Union Square station is incredibly complex. So complex, we've had to make this a two-parter. Part 2, we're going to be talking about those red frames. Part 1, I am more interested in what's inside of them. For some history, 14th Street Union Square is one of those original 28 stations on the IRT line that we've been talking about. You can still see some remnants from this IRT line. You will still see a few of those terracotta bas-relief Heinz and Lafarge cartouches. Yes, these beautiful eagles. If you saw the 33rd Street Station video, you know that if you see a number and an eagle, it probably meant that there was an armory above, and sure enough, there was. The 9th Regiment 14th Street Armory, such a beautiful building, built in 1896. Of course, the city tore it down in 1971. Most interesting thing that I found that happened here was a baseball riot in 1900. Okay. The subway station was expanded in 1917 to make way for the BMT Broadway line and eventually the L. To do this expansion, they actually had to raise Union Square Park. That's why you see those steps there. They raised the park to fit the subway. And there's a new architect in town. Heinz and Lafarge are no longer around. Now we have Squire Vickers, the best name in subway history. He was also a painter and a writer of romantic poetry. I could stare at those eyes for hours. This is the only photograph I could find of him, and I tried. It's tragic. His paintings are beautiful, and you'll see these colors that he uses. You're going to see it repeated in a lot of these subway mosaics that we see on the platform walls. He was a proponent of the arts and crafts movement, which stressed craftsmanship and also simplicity. And you'll see that here. This one that's on the NQRW line. This is called the Junction of Broadway and the Bowery, 1828. One of the artists that he worked with for these mosaics was a man named J. Van Everen. He designed this. There was an image from the New York Public Library that I found that was a little bit similar. So you can see what Union Square looked like in the early 1800s, much different than it is today. And you'll see more of this Squire Vickers influence on the L line with this U and those beautiful patterns. In part 2, we're going to hear some of Squire Vickers' hot takes on the subway as we talk more about the station itself and the artwork that's in there now. So, to be continued.